So we were learning 4 P's of retail marketing, in which we learned the first P and the second one is price. Okay, in price, we also learned how price is going to influence the product sale and what are the internal factors and external factors to be considered while assigning a price for a product. Now, let us go on and learn certain pricing strategies. Now, from the exam point of view, this is a 6 marks question. Okay, so first let's understand what is pricing strategy. It refers to the methods company use to price their products or services. So it's a strategy or the methods which is used where the company will be pricing their products or services. This is applicable for both products and service. Almost all companies, large or small, base the price of products and services on production, labor and advertising expenses, and then add certain percentage so they can make profit. So this is the basic understanding. So they will add the manufacturing cost or production cost. Along with this, they will be adding the labor cost. Labor cost is what they pay to the employees or what is the work done by the employees. Then advertising expenses, that is also added, and then they will add certain percentage of profit. So they will add extra amount where they can collectively make a profit. Now, how is this these factors all together being included in pricing strategy? There are different types also or different strategies also where they make the profits. So let's see them one by one. There are 4 types of pricing strategy. First one is premium pricing. So the name itself says it's premium in nature. So use a high price where there is uniqueness about product or service. This approach is used when the substantial competitive advantage exists. Such high prices are charged for luxurious goods. Okay, luxurious goods, maybe BMW cars or iPhones. These are high price, high quality products or high price, high quality services. Now, if you take for example ITC hotels, 5 star, 7 star hotels, then you have Taj, Vivanta, these range of hotels, all these forms or all these are covered in high price, high quality. So in premium pricing, we only consider the luxury products or luxury services. Why they are priced high? Because they have such uniqueness in the product or services. So you cannot find the same product or service anywhere else. Okay, you cannot replace it. So that is why it is called as premium pricing. So this is the first strategy. Next is penetration pricing. Penetration means you slowly get into something. So that is penetration. The price charged for products and services is set artificially low in order to gain market share. Once they this is achieved, the price is increased. So the best example you can take is Jio. First they gave internet for free, so everybody loved using. They got addicted to the internet, you can say. So 1 year they told it's free of cost, use how much ever you want. So they penetrated into the market, telecom market, by keeping the lowest price, but they gave good quality. Okay, reasonable amount of quality was there. Then after some time they started charging the amount for the usage of internet. Okay, then they told the 399 prime users will have to pay 399 to use the internet on Jio. Then they told Jio to Jio is free and to other network it is not free. So they started with the lowest price and then they slowly start charging the price onto the customers. So this is penetration pricing. So they're penetrating into the market slowly and then they increase their prices. Next is economy pricing. Okay, this is the third strategy. In it's a valuation technique which assigns a low price to selected products. Economy pricing is widely used in retail food business for groceries such as canned and frozen goods sold under generic food brands, where marketing and production cost have kept to be minimum. So here they use low quality and low price. So they don't mind selling it at very low price because their production costs are very low. They don't put on too much of overhead cost into the production. Overhead cost means extra expenses like those lighting, electricity bill, water bill, employees salaries. Okay, all these are called overheads. Now these overheads will not be too much for them here. So they the quality also is not too high, so they don't keep the price also at too high. So that is economy pricing. So you can find essentials, groceries, cereals, all these can be economy pricing. Canned and frozen food, we don't prefer in India. Many of them don't prefer canned and frozen food, but other places canned and frozen foods are very very important for them for everyday cooking. So those foods are also considered under economy pricing. Then price skimming, this can be a 2 marks question. This is usually asked. Another type of price strategy is price skimming, in which a company sets its prices high to quickly recover expenditures for product production and advertising. They the key objective is price skimming strategy is to achieve profit quickly. So the product will not be good. Okay, the quality of the product is not that good. See, the quality is low, but they enter the market with very high price, so they can make profit quickly and they can go out of the market quickly. Now you can see such price skimming in vegetable markets. So somehow they want to sell the vegetables, or somehow they want to sell the fruits or flowers, and they have to leave the market. Okay, so they're in a hurry, so they will just come, keep some price for each of them. They will give at different prices, but they usually charge high. Okay, they usually charge high, and they make sure they sell all their products by make some profit. Quality doesn't matter to them. So people who are buying are also put into the blind spot, or they are also cheated there by giving the low quality products at high price. So certain products this happens, uh, but that is how the strategy of the pricing goes on. So these are the four pricing strategies. There's a diagram also here. So in exam, when they ask you for 6 marks or 14 marks, whichever it is, remember and also draw this diagram. It's very easy for you to understand here. If the price on your y-axis is the price, x-axis is the quality. If both quality and price are low, it is economy of the product. Okay, if quality is low and price is high, which we just saw, the last one, skimming. And if both are high, price as well as quality of the product is high, it is premium. If the price is low but quality is high, then it is penetration. You are getting into the market with good quality goods, but you're giving it a low price. Slowly you will increase your price. So they will keep changing places. So this is pricing strategies matrix. Okay, hope everybody understood pricing strategies. Any doubts here? Okay, let's continue. Approaches to pricing. So see, in this chapter, pricing and supply of materials plays a very major role from your exam point of view, because that those are the questions which are most asked in examination. Okay, and they are most repeated questions. So I'm concentrating more on those questions along with the other topics. Okay, approaches to pricing. There are three major approaches. First one is cost oriented, next is customer oriented, next competitor based. So first is cost oriented. So here price of a product is determined by adding a profit element along with the cost of making the product. So simple understanding is you will have manufacturing expenses plus the profit element. We don't add anything else. Manufacturing expenses plus profit. So that will be your cost oriented pricing. Next, customer oriented pricing or demand oriented pricing. So this is also called as demand oriented pricing. Here, prices are determined by what a firm believes customers will be prepared to pay. So company will have some amount in mind. Okay, so they will believe that, yeah, customer will be able to pay so much money because now demand is more, so we will keep that pricing. Now if you take for example, you have mask or sanitizers or hand wash, now the demand is more in COVID situation, so the company will think, yeah, I can price it high. Even if I price it high, the customers will be able to buy the product. So that is customer oriented pricing. Then competitor based pricing, where competitor prices are main influence on the price set. This you can see in the similar products. Now for example, Colgate and Pepsodent, or Close Up, or Patanjali toothpaste, what is that, Dantakanti, Dabur Red, Meswak, all these are competitors. Few of them belong to the same company, yet they are competitors. Or your hand wash, Dettol, Savlon, then Lifebuoy, Santur, you have so many. So all these are competitors. Now how, if I am a Santur company, now how do I set my price? I see my competitors, I see Dettol, I see the prices of Lifebuoy or Savlon. I will keep that as the base price, and just make sure the price is not too low from the competitor or too high. So if one bottle of Santur, if I am getting at 35 rupees, suppose, sorry, if one bottle of Dettol I'm getting at 50 rupees, Santur I will make sure it is somewhere nearby 40. Okay, 45 or 51, 52. That 1 rupee, 2 rupee here and there, I will make the difference, keeping the competitors' prices as base. So these are the three major approaches. We will be learning each of these approach in detail, because each of this approach is very very important to understand in first place, and secondly it is also important for exam. Okay, 14 marks questions. So let's first go to the first one, that is cost based pricing. So in under this approach, the price is set by adding a fixed amount or percentage to the cost of making or buying the product. It is the traditional approach, very very common. Always they will just see the manufacturing cost, how much investment I have put to manufacture the cost. If I have put 10 rupees to manufacture the cost, I will add 5 rupees extra for my profit, and I will price it at 15 rupees. So simple calculations, it's based on the cost that I have incurred. So this approach uses cost plus pricing method to fix the price of a product. Cost plus or markup. Okay, this method is known as cost plus or markup method. It is widely used in retailing, where the retailer wants to know with some certainty what the gross profit margin of each sale will be. So this is used in certain businesses where they want to know the gross profit margin. You can see cost based prices in for example, you can take the plants being sold near the footpath. You will have those small open stores where they'll be selling saplings, like nursery kind of it. So they will sell a full sapling along with pot. Sometimes they'll also give a little extra mud to add up with. Then you can buy many other instruments related to or tools related to gardening. So they have manufacturing price, they will add their profit and they will sell. Or if you want to go up with tender coconut person, what is the labor cost that he had incurred in taking out the tender coconut from tree, plus 2 rupees, 3 rupees profit, or 5 rupees profit. So that is cost based pricing. Simple. So what is the advantages of such cost based pricing? It will cover entire cost. First thing, I'm going to get back all my I'm going to get back all my investment, then it is very easy to calculate. No too many formulas, no need of breaking head too much to keep the price. So I will just add up the prices. If the markup percentage is applied consistently across product range, then the business can also predict more reliably what the overall profit margin will be. So if I uh, keep up with the same pricing strategy all the time, so it is easy for me to understand and forecast, or if I can easily say how much is the profit I am getting for all the products. So if I use the same pricing strategy for all my products in the company, I can give everything. For example, the same Santur we can take. They have body soap, the normal soap which they give out. They have body wash, liquid body wash, then they have hand wash, body lotion, some cream, okay, many multi-purpose creams. Now for all of these products, if I keep cost based pricing, then in that case I will have, it's easy for me to say, okay, overall my profit margin is 30%, overall my profit margin is 35%. So I can easily calculate the profit percentage. And what is a disadvantage? The main disadvantage here is it may lead to products that are priced uncompetitively. So if I just have manufacturing price and profit, and if I am selling more on other factors, then this pricing strategy is of no use. For example, if I have invested to manufacture one bottle or one soap of Santur, if I invest, let's say, 10 rupees, okay, and I am selling it at 15 rupees, so 5 rupees profit I am getting. But to market that product, I am selling extra 20 rupees. Okay, to make you more make it more easier, let's say one soap manufacturing cost is 10 rupees, for example. Okay, profit I have added 5 rupees, and I am selling at 15 rupees as per cost based pricing. But for people to come and buy my product, I am paying an extra 25 rupees to the marketing, advertising, making ads, all this I'm paying 25 rupees per soap, which means now the total value of my soap is 40 rupees and not 15 rupees. Okay, so this, I'm not considering any other factors except manufacturing cost. That is the major disadvantage in cost based pricing. Okay, any doubts in cost based pricing? Everybody understood? Okay, next is consumer based pricing. Now consumer based pricing is also very much used in every companies. Now under this pricing, let's understand what is customer or consumer based pricing. Under this approach, the prices are determined by what a firm believes customers will be prepared to buy. So every company has one image of customer. Okay, my customers are gonna buy the product at this particular price. So if you are buying a chocolate at 10 rupees, okay, and tomorrow if the chocolate is being sold at 50 rupees, okay, you'll think, okay, the price of the chocolate is increased so much, so this chocolate is not worth 50 rupees. So you don't go and buy. You have that rates in mind of the products where you're prepared to buy. Okay, if it is more than that, then you don't want to. If it is less than that, you are well and happy, more than happy to buy the product. So this approach is known as demand oriented approach, because this approach is used to create demand in the market for the product or to attract customers. So they usually do this strategy or follow the strategy to increase the demand in the market. So there are certain techniques, or there are certain types or approaches under customer based pricing. So we will be learning that one after the other. Okay, under this approach there are several methods of pricing. In that, the first one is penetration pricing. Now, how we learned penetration pricing in the pricing strategies, it's the meaning is similar. So first we will usually aim only on penetration or entering the market. Now, let us take for example shampoo. Now, you have heard about Tresemme. I hope everybody has heard about Tresemme brand. Now, Tresemme brand had to enter Indian market. Now, Tresemme brand, what they do is they first enter into one area of the country only. Okay, they don't give out the products in every uh, state or every places. They focus on one particular state where they will give the product. Now, once they see a little customers buying, and once they see more queries about their products, like they will show ads of Tresemme. Now everybody wants to use Tresemme. You go and ask the shopkeeper nearby and he says, okay, there is no supply, I will let the company know. So like that, the information will be passed on to the company and the demand will increase. So now Tresemme product is been entering the market. So first they will enter the market. Once they enter the market, they will increase the market share. Market share is nothing but number of customers. How much more customers are buying their product. So they will get into the market, they will increase their customer base. After that, they will increase their price. First, they will come with the least price. They will enter the market. They will make sure the product is sold. They have a customer base. Now they will increase the price. So this this penetrating or penetration pricing is known in many companies. Okay, they usually use this because it is easy to enter the market with penetration pricing. Okay, so penetration pricing is the pricing technique of setting a relatively low initial entry price, usually lower than intended established price, to attract new customers. Again, apart from Tresemme, the best example is always Jio. Okay, they outreached their customer base. They formed example for everybody once they introduced the Jio. Now they came with free of cost internet services. They had now later they increased the price. Later they got their own phone called Jio phone, where they told okay, Facebook is free, WhatsApp is free to be used. All that was being given to them as offers in their phone along with the internet services. So from there everybody started having smartphones. Okay, people thought, okay, smartphones are very easy to handle now. So that is how they penetrated into the market. They have a good customer base, so they have good market share. Then penetration pricing is often used to support the launch of a new product and works best when a product enters the market with relatively little product differentiation and where demand is price elastic. Now if your product is too much different from other product, then low price is little difficult, because you would be spending so much on your R&D, that is research and development and all that. Now whatever product example I gave, it's all common products. Now shampoo, you had other shampoos, you had All Clear, Head and Shoulder, uh, apart from that you had Kartika, Mira. There are so many other brands also. So Tresemme is also another variety of shampoo or other brand of shampoo which came in. Now Jio was there as part of Reliance always. Now being in the market, they're getting another new product along with them. So very less differentiation with the new product. Okay, so there's one example which they have given to us here. When Imami Limited, you would have heard about Imami company. You have BoroPlus, Imami powders. Okay, that's another. Imami Limited is one company. They launched its headache balm. It priced it too low to attract the customers to create the demand in the market. Now, you would have heard about Imami headache balm also. Mentho Plus. Mentho Plus is very, very famous. Now they priced it too low. 2 rupees, 5 rupees used to get Mentho Plus. So, apart from Imami, there were many other brands which were competitors like Amrutanjan, Vicks, Jandu Balm, Tiger Balm, Patanjali Balm, Dabur Balm. You have so many more. Okay, when it comes to these headache balms, India has the best of the brands and the competitors also. Okay, so to capture the market, it priced its product too low and offered one with another. Even today, you have one plus one offer on this. So this increased the sales of Imami, and uh, it quickly rose to the competitors level. So even though it was a new company, it was able to come to the competitors level. So this is first approach of uh, customer based pricing, that is penetration pricing. They will start with a low price, they will enter into the market, create customer base, then they will increase the price. So I hope everybody understood that first point. Any doubts there? Okay, so let's go to the next one, that is price skimming. Now, price skimming, it involves a high price before other competitors come into the market. This is often used for a launch of new product which faces too little or no competition. You would have heard about a few of luxury products also will come under this. Best example is Apple. Now, Apple always introduces its product as at the higher prices. Okay, they're always priced high in Indian market, at least when you convert the all the currency and all that, it is priced at a very higher price. One phone is costing 75,000. There were phones which they bought at 1 lakh, 1,25,000 and all that. I think that was 10 iPhone 10 something, if I remember that, because there was a lot of news going around about the phones. So skimming is you place the product at a very high price. You place the product, or you introduce the product into the market at a very high price, and slowly it will come down once all the customers have bought and the product is settled in the market. Now, today you can buy the old versions of Apple phones at little lower price. Okay, but if you want to buy the brand new phones, it is again priced high only in the market. So skimming is a price skimming is that where you will be buying the product at a higher price, and later company will reduce the price slowly. Skimming strategy cannot last for long, as competitors soon launch rival products which put pressure on the price. Now, if Apple is coming out with one product, you will have Oppo or Vivo or OnePlus coming out with a product. Okay, OnePlus phones are also usually priced at a higher level. Okay, 50,000, 55,000, 60,000 is one phone. So there you have a competitor there who will immediately come out with a similar product, and they will launch. So skimming strategy, it's like first come first serve. You first come into the class, you get more information. Okay, if you're late to the class, you miss out the first part of information. It's something like that. So you get into the market first, you grab more customers, and products are bought by early adopters. So that is the second type. Then after that, you have loss leaders. A loss leader sell the product at low price. Now in the name only it says they are leaders for making loss. So they first sell the product at lower price, or at cost, or below the cost, to stimulate other profitable sales. This would help the retailers to expand its market share as a whole and attract price conscious buyers. You can find if the products are introduced on specific day. Okay, specific day, like today is festival and they have launched a mobile phone, so they say for today the mobile phone will be sold 5,000 rupees less. Okay, from tomorrow it will be back to the same price. So these are loss leaders. They sell the product at the low price than its manufacturing cost or all that. They will get some customer base, and then they will make sure they get the profit also later. So there's an example for loss leader. A store may sell cool drinks, grocery items, etc. at a price below cost and will increase the price of other products in the store. A shopper who visits to buy low cost products will also be tempted to buy other products at higher price. Here, cool drinks and grocery items are loss leaders. So in this, let's say there is a bakery, and in which he has, since it is summer, he has reduced the price of cool drinks and lassi and all that, or cold water bottle, because since it's summer the demand is more. Okay, he has reduced all that price, but he has increased the price of other eatables. Maybe he has a bread, biscuit, or toast. All of these prices are increased. So when people walk into a bakery, they not only buy cool drinks, or they not only buy any cold water, but they're also tempted to buy other eatables. Okay, so that is how they will try to balance their profit, or they will try to get their amount back. So these cool drinks and cold water bottles, or any juice or lassi, all these are called as loss leaders. So in the same shop, I reduce the price of one, I increase the price of other. You can find them again with the mobile phones only. You buy a Redmi phone in Purvika or Universal or Sangeeta, they will say I will give you a headphone free, I will give you memory card free, okay, or Bluetooth set headset free. So they would have added that amount into the mobile phone already. So those are loss leaders. Okay, any doubt in these two types? Did you all understand? The first one was penetration pricing, then it is price skimming, then it is loss leaders. Now, going on to the next one is the predatory pricing. Now, predatory pricing, it is illegal. Okay, there's a first note only which says it is illegal. Now, it's a practice of selling a product at a very, very low level, intending to drive competitors out of the market or create barriers for entry of potential new competitors. This case had happened with Flipkart starting when they introduced, when we were all new to Flipkart was new into the market. So they once they had this big billion sale, the first big billion sale ever in the history of Indian markets. So they started selling the products at 50 paisa, 1 rupee. You just have to book a product and slowly you can pay the amount. So immediately, once the sale started, within an hour or two, all the competitors complained about Flipkart's sale to the government. Okay, so they told you cannot sell the products at such lower price at any point of time, because it especially Indian law will not allow it. There's something called Competition Act. Okay, now under this Competition Act, you have to give equal chance to every person to do their business. So you cannot keep the price too low or too high, so to take the business of other take the profit of other businesses also, that also will not be allowed. So predatory pricing is illegal in India, but this is also a form of pricing which they have kept. So they make sure they keep the price in very, very low level, so that everybody will buy their product only and their competitors are out of the market. So that is predatory pricing. Then psychological pricing. Now, psychological pricing, sometimes prices are set at what seem to be unusual price points. The price is fixed in such a manner which makes customer feel they are paying less. This is the best strategy used everywhere. Bata prices. Okay, the psychological pricing are well known as Bata prices, because it's always 99 only, 199 only, 999 only. So if you see this 1 rupee reduction from 1000 or from the rounded off value, makes us think we are paying 100 rupees less. Okay, that is the psychology of a customer. So what is the difference between 999 and 1000? It's just 1 rupee, but it makes us feel we are in 900s and not 1000. So another example is given: why are shirts priced at 399? Because people think we are paying in 300s and not 400 or 500. So psychologically, the customers feel that the products are cheaper when you keep the prices like this, and business does not feel much of difference in that 1 rupee. So they are making more profits by pricing like this. So that is psychological pricing. Any doubts in those two? Did you all understand the predatory pricing and psychological pricing? Okay, so there's one last pricing method. We'll just finish this. Okay, you have competitor based pricing. Now, if there is a strong competition in the market, then it has to face a wider choice. Uh, Example, soap powders, or teenage drinks, like you have, or kids health drinks, protein drink like Horlicks. Then you have Complan, Bonvita, Boost, uh, Pediasure. You have so many varieties now. Again, in that Complan, you have 2 3 varieties. Horlicks, more variety. Bonvita, more variety. So all these are competitors, strong competitors. So that is competitor based pricing will be used. So they may buy from the cheaper provider, or perhaps from one which offers the best customer service. But customers will certainly be mindful of what is reasonable or normal price in the market. Now, the same example, if we take, let's take with the soap. Okay, you have Surf Excel, you have Ariel, then you have Tide, Wheel, Nirma. So you have so many, these are few of the examples. Now, in these competitors, they will see, okay, who is reasonable, why are they pricing their product high. Okay, all that will be checked by the customers. Now, after that, they will decide which product to buy. In this, if let's say, for example, Tide is selling 4 plus 2 kg offer. If you buy 4 kgs, you will be getting 2 kgs free. Okay, so others are selling at normal 1 kg, which means now only Tide is giving the offer. So everybody will go and buy Tide. So that is competitor based pricing. Whoever gives the best service, they will go there and buy. But they will also keep in mind, why only Tide is giving so much of offers? How about others? So if Tide is giving offers, which means is the quality good or not? They think on these grounds also. So most retailers in the competitive market do not have significant power to be able to set the prices, but they tend to use going rate pricing, which means setting a price that is in line with the others. Now, since Tide has kept 4 plus 2 offer, now Surf Excel will come and say 4 plus 1. Okay, somewhere similar. I will not keep 4 plus 2, I will keep 4 plus 1. So I am keeping the offers very similar to my competitors. Okay, the advantage of doing this is we will be in line with our competitors, which means we will be updated about my customer base as Surf Excel company, or my customer base as Tide company. Okay, so, or if I am a Nirma company, even if I give 3 plus 1, sometimes my sales will not increase. Or in few places in India, Nirma is well known product where they buy too much. So these are few of the other strategies, and that is the advantage. Then the main problem is that business needs some other ways to attract customers. It's not only offers all the time, or it's not only companies reasons all the time. They'll also have to make sure they give good customer service. Okay, customer service, which means in such soap products, it is their quality or the working of the working of the product. You can see that Surf Excel ad coming with the pour up pour, some slogans like that, or which will attract or make customers stay with the product for long time. All that is necessary. So that is competitor based pricing. Okay, any doubt until here? Everybody understood?